All right, we got to talk about this headset. This is the DPVR E4. It's a new SteamVR wired PCVR headset. Yes, you heard that right. No standalone things going on here. And well, I did check this out a couple of months back when they sent me the pre-production unit. And I really did not like the pre-production unit because, well, the software wasn't ready, tracking was terrible. It was simply not a good headset. Now, though, this is out on Amazon for $549, and well, they absolutely did fix those problems that I saw there. So it is getting kind of interesting here. And well, I need to tell you lots of things about the DPVR E4 and why I actually like it. Yes, it's not without its flaws, for sure, no, but for some of you, this might be an interesting headset. In this video, I'm first going to show you what's in the box for $549, and then I will let you know everything that I learned about this headset. So absolutely stay tuned, watch the whole video because all of the goodness is coming up. Welcome back to MRTV. My name is Sebastian, and if you're excited about virtual reality, you should absolutely subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button so that you don't miss anything. Like, for example, this review of the DPVR E4. And here is it. Let's unbox it. This is what you see once you open it. You see the headset, you see the controllers, and you see a box. Let's get out the headset first here. We're going to look at it in a moment. First, let's look at the other things in the box. And I can tell you already, wow, this is really light. Controllers, yes, we're going to check them out as well. But first, let's check out what's in this little box here. And, yeah, should have cut that out. Okay, here, some things to read. Nobody's going to read it, as always. And here we're going to find the cable. First of all, this is, of course, for power. You're going to put it into an outlet. Good. And, well, this is the 4.5 meters cable. And on the one side, it is something proprietary, I would say. Here, this one here. This goes into the hub. We'll show you that in a moment as well. And here we have USB and DisplayPort. Important, DisplayPort, yes. So let's have a look at the controllers. These are your standard VR controllers. At this point in time, this is truly standard. We have two buttons. We have that little analog stick, and we have a menu button. We have grip button, and we have trigger. Good, really nice. And well, the build quality, yes, I actually like it. Also, what's good about this, only one battery needed, not two like in the Pico. So that is good. But I must also tell you, this does not have tracking. No, it has tracking, but it doesn't have finger tracking. It doesn't have capacitive finger tracking. So for people who would like to do VR chat, this is probably not the right fit for you. But the company says they want to supply controllers with finger tracking, with capacitive touch finger tracking as well later for those people. Okay, now let's get to the main event here. The headset, it's 280 grams. And wow, this is very light. But now let's get rid of this protective film. Lots of it. Here you go. Oh, yes. And here. By the way, they've changed the front of this device. It's now some kind of holographic style with rainbow colors and looks very nice. You will see that better later in the video. Yeah, this is the device. This is the DPVR E4, but there's more film. Lots of protective film, yes. And we even still haven't touched the lenses. Okay, good. Now let's have a look at the Fresnel lenses. They are indeed big. Unfortunately, though, you cannot change their position. So there's no real IPD adjustment, only software IPD adjustment. And yeah, we have to check out how good that actually works. Here, as you can tell, we have some kind of rubber to keep the light out, and very reminiscent of the PlayStation VR 1 and 2, which is a good thing. We have 4 cameras to do the tracking, And there was a problem in my pre-production unit. The tracking didn't work really well. I can already tell you it is so much better now. Now there is a sound solution which is built into the head strap, and you can see it here. But that is to be avoided at all costs. You will hear me talk about that later in this video. The cable that comes with the headset is being plugged into this hub here, same as a 3.5mm headphone jack if you have one, but I would recommend you to use a wireless headphone. Okay, you can also adjust the size of the head strap. And yeah, that works well. And all the paddings, you can exchange them, which I think is very nice for people who want to mod this or for people who want to simply exchange the paddings. You can. Okay, but now you want to know how the headset performs. And now let me tell you all about it. You might be surprised. All right, let's do this and let me tell you everything I learned about the DPVR E4. So let's start with build quality and comfort of this headset. And well, I must tell you, this is a super comfortable headset. This here is so light. It is so light because, well, it's not a standalone headset. It does not need a battery. You know, you connect this to your computer using that cable here. And well, this is the hub. There's a longer cable connected to your PC, obviously, right? And well, you can play this as long as you want. No batteries needed. And this is absolutely comfortable. It has that halo style, reminds me of PCVR 1 and 2. And also this part here, right? So this is floating in front of your eyes. And well, this rubber stuff here, it keeps the light out. It barely touches your face. It is super comfortable. It is very, very comfortable. And it is, well, surprisingly so comfortable. Well, yeah, you get what I'm trying to tell you here, though. This is a very comfortable headset. In terms of build quality, well, it looks actually pretty nice, right? This hologram style here. And yeah, other than that, it is all right? It is very simple, I would say. It is a very simply built headset, but still cool. First of all, you can take this whole thing off if you want, and all this padding, all this PU leather stuff, you can also take it off. It's Velcroed on it, so if you might ever need to exchange it or do some modding with it, yes, you can. So super very comfortable headset, and build quality is all right. Same goes for the controllers, actually. Controllers are like a Quest, yeah, copycat, I would say, with the same kind of like button layout. Everything is the same. And actually, they are nice. They are totally fine. Also, build quality is all right. So, yeah, I would say that DPVR has done a fine job with this. Now, this does come with a little trick, like a flip-up display. And actually, I found me using this more often than I would thought I would use it. So this is really cool if you want to take a peek into the real world. Yes, you can. And the nice thing, this does not decrease the FOV. I still remember the HTC Cosmos, which also had this trick, but somehow you couldn't get the display close enough to your eyes, and somehow you felt like, okay, you're losing FOV. Not here. This absolutely works, and it's nice. So, yep, I really like this setup. So, how light is it? Well, DPVR says it's 280 gram without the head strap, and well, yeah, that feels about right. The head strap itself is also not really heavy, but anyways, you have it like strapped around your head. Let me just show you how that would look like. Yeah, it's something like this. And it is comfortable. It is comfortable. I was coming out of like an hour-long session with this, and I did not have these VR birthmarks here. So yes, like comfort is one of the strong suits of the DPVR E4. Let's talk about the visuals. And yes, that's also a strong suit of the DPVR E4, I was positively surprised. First of all, the panel, the one panel inside this, actually it has the same resolution like the Quest 2 panel, like one 4K display. And honestly speaking, I do believe that actually this is the Quest 2 and Pico Neo 3 Link display. Everything points at that direction. Also, that it actually does 120 Hertz. So 120 Hertz mode is like already working on this directly out of the box in that software that they're giving you. The software, the DPVR E4 Assistant, I believe it's called. And in that, you can set up lots of things, and the software is quite nice as well. So we know the Quest 2 display and what it can do. But the nice thing is, this here is connected to your computer via DisplayPort. So you do not get a compressed image. There's no compression artifacts. It just looks beautiful. As good as the Quest 2 display could look like, and we know it looks really good. So we have seen something similar already with the Pico Neo 3 Link. Also same thing, same display, also DisplayPort, and we know it looks great. But this, it is lighter than the Pico Neo 3 Link, and even though it also uses Fresnel lenses, actually those Fresnel lenses are kind of big. And well, you get a very nice FOV. You get a really bigger FOV for sure than Quest 2, also bigger than Pico Neo 3 Link, and it's very comparable to what you see with the PlayStation VR 2. So it's a very nice FOV. And the great thing is you have a big sweet spot, bigger sweet spot than Quest 2, bigger sweet spot than PSVR 2. Well, that is easy, right? So really, I'm like, for the visuals, I was positively surprised what I saw here. Really, really good. And so far, this is my surprise of 2023. Now, one thing where I would even say that this is better than most other headsets that I've tried so far, like really all the headsets, is the binocular overlap. The binocular overlap for this headset is spectacular. So what does it mean, binocular overlap? Binocular overlap is the area that you see with both eyes at the same time, and that's important for the 3D vision. For this headset, I have a binocular overlap which is around like 100%, as in both eyes seem to see the whole display. And that is so wild, or the part of the display that shows an image, right? So it's like a super nice FOV and that perfect, nearly perfect binocular overlap at 120 Hertz with the Quest 2 display via DisplayPort cable, which makes the visuals like so good and so relaxing on the eye. So that's why I'm a bit like fascinated by the visuals of this headset. However, there is a caveat, and that is that this, because it only has like one display, it does not have IPD adjustment. But unlike the Pico Neo 3 Link and the Quest 2, you even cannot like move the lenses. Right, so all the IPD adjustment is via software. Now, the good thing is the sweet spot is so big, so there's a chance that people with a very small FOV or a very big FOV could still use this headset. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you about that. We still need people with a small IPD and a big IPD to actually check it. Right now, only I have tried it. So I can already tell you, for people with a standard FOV of like 63, 64, 65, this will be great. But I cannot yet tell you about people with an IPD of 55 or like 72 or something like this. We have to check it out. I need people to try this out with a very low or very high IPD. So for these people, unfortunately, I cannot tell you about it. Now let's talk about audio, and unfortunately, that is really the bad part of this headset. The built-in speakers, here they are bad. Or as the company actually tells me, it has to do with like the resonance area. It's too small here. It doesn't sound good. Like if you simply use the built-in speakers, they simply sound very tinny. So even the company, even DPVR says they recommend to use headphones. Makes sense. So actually I was using these with my wireless headphones. I'm using the Razer Barracuda X because, well, they have a dongle. They have a Wi-Fi dongle. So they don't use Bluetooth and therefore they don't have latency. And I can actually recommend them to you and they work nicely with this headset. Let me get them for you. So here they are. And yes, I can recommend them for VR. They work really well. Let me show you how they would look like. So as you can tell, you can wear headphones together with this headset and that works really well. It reminds me of the PlayStation VR 2. Actually. Yeah, so you need these. You need not probably these or something like this. Well, these I can recommend, but you need headphones together with this headset. In terms of the microphone, actually that microphone works well. It's nothing compared to the Valve Index, for example, but actually if you want to use it to speak with your teammates, you can do so. They won't feel bad about you having like a cheap headset or what. No, actually the microphone is fine and usable.
Hello. So let's check this out. Tracking volume, like even here. Wow, even here, it's fine. You know, this is like the Reverb G2 would have stopped here. Downstairs. Yeah. Oh, the tracking volume is actually really good. Check this out. So let's check out occlusion. Yes. That looks good. Nice. Downward stance, the stance that people like to use in first-person shooters. And not looking at my controllers. You see, I don't see them right now. But it works. So downward stance works. Look at this. Cool. So the tracking volume actually is really nice. Okay, but yeah, tracking is actually good. Let's see how close you can get to the device. Okay, I touch it now. Yeah, okay. So for boxing. Yeah, it's not perfect here, right? But also not like it's not breaking it's not a showstopper.
All right, let's talk about tracking. So this here uses inside-out tracking, which means like you don't need base stations, just like with your Quest 2s and Picos. Good, that's good. 4 cameras here, and well, these cameras are being used for tracking of the headset itself and for the controller tracking. And also for that, yes, it works fine. It works really well. I've tried it in lots of games and it didn't have any problems at all. And I'm really happy to tell you that this here actually has a very nice tracking volume. Like it's way better than the tracking volume of the Reverb G2, for example. So I could like do a full circle and I was still tracked. I could also play like first person shooters with like the ready down kind of like stance, right? Where the controller is facing downwards and you're still looking forward, works just fine. And I know that some people had big problems with the G2, for example. Here, works really nice. So they've improved the tracking so much as compared to the pre-production unit, and that was needed. Also, the headset tracking now, really just nice. Like normal people will not find any problems. But you know, I'm not like a normal person. I'm like a headset reviewer. So I did still find little flaws. You cannot tell that while you're playing. When you're playing, everything's fine. But if you stand still and look at the controllers, like after like I don't know, 10 seconds or 15 seconds, and suddenly you see, no, not like so strongly, but you see the controllers move a bit, like some kind of micro stuttering, I would call that. That's what I saw. I asked the company about it, and they said they are aware of this, and they're going to fix it in the next firmware update. So yeah, probably they can fix it. They have improved so much, so why shouldn't they be able to also improve that? But we have to see that. Again, you will not see it in game, you will not feel it in game, but it is something that I saw and I want to tell you about it. The controllers, as I mentioned, they do a fine job. They look good enough in terms of build quality, and yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It doesn't feel, quality-wise, not as good as your Quest 2 or Quest Pro controller, that's for sure. But these are usable controllers and they track well. So what are you going to play with this? Well, again, this is a PCVR headset. You're not going to play standalone games, right? The games that, well, you can find on the Pico 4 or the Quest 2. No, this is for PCVR Steam gaming, right? So you're going to play your Half-Life Alyx, you're going to play your Microsoft Flight Simulator, all these games. And I think especially for those games that you want to look very beautiful, but, well, you don't care about wireless gaming like Microsoft Flight Simulator or your racing sims or anything that is seated like Kayak Mirage, yeah, honestly speaking, this is like so surprising what you get here for the $549. Playing all these games is not a problem. You simply use your Steam VR, and well, there is software for this, the Assistant. And in this Assistant, you can set up things like, okay, I want to use this in 120 Hertz mode, or you can set up the brightness of the display, and the display is super bright. I had it set at like 60%, it was still a bit too bright. So it is very bright if you want it to be very bright. You set up your Guardian there as well, and you just like you do it also on the Quest 2 and on all these headsets. Yep, very standard stuff, and it works really well. So I'm surprised how polished the whole thing is in terms of the software. So they did improve it a lot as compared to the pre-production unit that I used like a couple of months ago. So for me, this is so far the surprise headset of 2023. I would say actually this is a good headset. It still has some problems. Audio, forget about it. You need to have a headset. And I did still find some micro stutter for the controllers, but well, in game you don't see it. Other than that, if you're looking for a wired headset, well, for your racing sims, for your flight sims, this might be a good option. Well, if you don't want to go for the high end, if you don't want to go for the Crystal or the Aero and shell out like $2,000+, if you only want to spend like $549, well, here you are. You're getting a very nice headset for people with 63 to 65 millimeters IPD. For the others, I don't know yet. We have to see. Probably the IPD adjustment also works, but right now I can only talk about this group, right? And well, for these people, you get like a super clear, nice image with a big FOV, with the best binocular overlap, super surprising, and like a very nice, crisp image. Downsides, of course, well, it is wired. Again, this is nothing for people who don't like wired headsets, right? The 3.5 millimeters audio jack is here at the hub. I don't really like that. It might be too far away from your ears, so that's why I'm using a wired headset, wired headphones for this, right? Yep. Other than that, I think for $549 of Amazon, if you're in the market for a headset that looks good, doesn't break the bank, has like better tracking and better controllers than the G2, yeah, you might want to check it out. If you don't like it, send it back. How does it compare directly with the Reverb G2? Well, I would say in the sharpest area of the G2 is sharper. However, this plays in a similar league. Well, you know how good the Quest 2 can look like, right? But it has this like good picture on the whole like field of view, right? So the image quality doesn't degrade as fast as it does on the Reverb G2. So bigger sweet spot, bigger than the PSVR 2 for sure, and many other headsets, also bigger than the Quest 2. So these lenses are actually nice. So very surprising that I can tell you about this very positive impressions of mine. So I do hope that they get rid of the micro stutter in firmware updates. They told me they will, and they told me there are bi-weekly updates for the firmware, so they're actively working on that. So who should buy this? Well, if you are a PCVR player that is looking for a good headset, and if you're not keen on standalone games and wireless, well, have a look at this headset. You will need to buy headphones together with it or use the ones that you have. But other than this is pretty nice. This is pretty cool and my surprise headset of 2023 so far for that budget segment. Here are the controllers. Who should, without a doubt, not buy this headset? Well, if you want standalone, right? If you want to bring this anywhere and don't want to use your PC, this is not your headset. If you want to play PCVR wirelessly, this is not your headset again, right? So it is for people who are fine with having a cable and who are actually looking for a cable because you want that DisplayPort image. For these people, yes. So if you want to pick this up, I would recommend you to get it from Amazon, and the link's down in the description of this video. Interesting, really interesting. I hope that you also found this video interesting. If yes, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any more questions about the DPVR E4, please do leave them in the comment section and I'm going to answer them. Or if you want to chat with me and the community about this headset, go to the MRTV Discord server. The link down in the description of this video. There you can ask any kind of question about VR headsets, and also we can discuss the DPVR E4. And that's everything that I have about this video. I'm going to show you some more videos in the future about this headset, like me trying this in Microsoft Flight Simulator and in Kayak Mirage, so that's absolutely something that you can look forward to. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss those videos, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode.